everybody, it's Kuresha here again from Laeeque Bakeware. Thank you for joining me on how to make a baby booty. So I'm going to show you how to make a stunning baby booty. And for this we've used a blue paste. So we've used the gum paste, the Laeeque's gum paste mixed with the Untitled Elegance because I needed it to be a little bit lighter. So I've already kneaded in my paste. I'm just going to soften it in a little bit more. So you need to remember that every time you take a paste, it needs to be softened up. Otherwise it would crack or dry a lot quicker. Right, so to do this you need your petal base. So you're just going to take the petal base and rub it into your hand. A lot of people make that mistake and also ask us, is that should we put it into the paste or should we put it in our hands? And it should go like a lotion in your hand, and it's quite nice because it softens the hand out as well. So I'm going to take a bit of corn flour and dust it along my surface. And then I'm going to roll out large enough to cut all three pieces together because I don't want to re-knead in and do it again. So if you work fast enough, you can do it like this as well. Okay, so once I'm done, I'm then going to cut out 2 sole pieces. Now the reason why I cut out 2 sole pieces is to hold my shoe up quite nicely because we always do things in a hurry. I know all you cake decorators can relate to that, is that we always want to do things in a hurry and get it done. So in this case it's quite nice because you can actually, once you put 2 soles there, it would hold up your shoe quite nicely. So I'm just going to release it a bit. Cut the second piece. Now remember that the big piece goes in the front and the narrower piece will go towards the back. Right, so I'm going to put in a bit of glue to stick the 2 pieces together. Once that's done, I'm going to cut out the back and the front piece. So we need to make sure that I'm going to get both in there. Yes, I can. Now the paste when rolling out, if you are unsure, make sure that it is the width of the cutter. It should not be too thin because it would not hold up well, and it shouldn't be too thick, otherwise your paste would cut out very untidily. So I'm just going to lift from one portion. As you can see, the Untitled Elegance and the gum paste cut out quite neatly as compared to if you had to do this with plastic icing. So the plastic icing, so the Untitled Elegance here already contains the right amount of CMC to hold up and to dry quickly. So this one was done a day ago and it's nice and hard. So you could do that as well, is that use it directly, but if you're working with intricate molds, then you're going to need the additional CMC in there. So I'm just going to set my sole piece aside, and today I'm going to do something very interesting. Is I'm going to put the lace on, and for the lace, this is we used our ready lace paste produced by Laeeque, and for this we've used a color. So we've taken the white lace and then we've colored it with royal blue and electric blue. So what I'm going to do is brush on a bit of glue. Now you'll notice in the other shoes I took out the front top piece because I didn't want that there, but if you like it there, you can you could probably leave it and cut around it when you're putting the lace on. I'm going to put glue on both my pieces one time because I like to get things done a lot more faster instead of doing one piece at a time. I then have my glue there. I'm going to then place my lace piece where I would like it, and I sort of like it somewhere here. So I'm going to glue my piece on and then cut around it. So this is a slightly different design to what I've used on the other ones. Now it's a lot more easier to do this while it's stuck on. So I'm going to cut the front top piece. Cut out the lace pieces along the side. Now I played around with a few different designs, so you'll see that the lace pieces used In these two were the same, but this one was slightly different. Okay, so once that piece is done, I'm going to stick on the second piece. So I'm going to probably use it this way. Because I could probably use that again. Now the little excess lace pieces, I don't ever throw them away because there's always a need for it. You never know when you're probably going to need to use it again. Especially in your cupcake tops, they make nice little fillers. So all the little pieces should be kept. So with this shoe, I'm going to do it slightly different. As you can see, this one has a lace, and this one I'm going to put a flap through. But if you were going to put lace through, you could cut into your hole there. Set your pieces aside, all the untidy bits aside, and then I'm going to glue everything together. So I'm going to take a bit of glue along the sides. It should not be too much, it should just be sticky to the touch. And place my shoe piece. Now as you can see, for this shoe I did something different. I put a little border in the front, so I'm going to show you how to do that. I've used a silicone mold for that. So for the sides, use the back of your tool and press your shoe in, making sure that it's stuck well in all over. And then the back piece, I'm going to put my glue along the sides because it needs to stick along the side as well. It's quite easy once you get used to it. Put them together. Okay, so to give it a nice finishing, I've taken a silicone mold. So for the silicone mold, you can take a small piece of paste, knead it in, roll it into a sausage, take a bit of your petal base, and the petal base I'm using here is the Laeeque petal base. Rub it into the grooves to make sure that there's no sticking. And you're going to push it in. It's quite easy to do this way. Some of our students and teachers prefer to maybe use the rolling pin and roll it over the top. So I guess you'll find a way in which you find it easy to push into the grooves. Now I'm not going to go all the way to the end because I don't need a full piece. So I'm going to stop right there and remove my strip. I'm going to cut the end in a slant so that it could fit nicely into the groove. But before I do that, I'm going to put in some glue so I can stick it all the way. So as you can see, I need to just push it into the little slant there. Set it in, make sure it's even, and then I'm going to cut the other side in a slant as well. You can just make sure it's well set in. Now, as you can see, once you're working in a cool area, there's absolutely no need to add in that additional CNC. Okay, so once I'm done with that, I'm then going to make my flap. So I wanted to do a flap for the front piece. So I've got a strip cutter. I'm going to cut in a bit of a strip. So I'm going to make this a little thinner than I did when I cut out my pieces. I'm just going to remove the excess from there. Cut out a nice strip. Now you'll find that we don't need to put too much of anything underneath to prevent it from sticking, because the board we're using is the PME fondant rollout board, and it's quite amazing because you don't need to put in too much. It doesn't stick anyway. So I'm going to flatten this and thin it out a little bit because I want it to look a bit realistic. Okay, and I'm gonna cut around it. So this is the part that's going to go underneath, and this is the one that's going to go around. So I'm going to give it a slight curve in the end. Okay, so before you do anything else, make sure that you are happy with the size. Okay, so once you're happy with that, I'm just going to use my finger to spread it out a bit to give it a more sort of a realistic look. And then I'm going to put in a bit of glue here because now I'm ready to stick this on. Okay, so once that's done, you take your excess pieces, and don't forget to keep that away because you don't want it to dry out. And then on the front, I want to make a light impression. So I'm going to take my impression piece, and it's got a nice little handle on the top. Find the middle, support it underneath to make sure that it doesn't go skewed. And there we go. It's a stunning baby booty. Now I haven't glued on the top, you'll notice, because in case I need to shift it around a little bit, and I'm quite happy with that. So I've got one that doesn't have the shoelace, and you could add in the shoelace as well. So I've got a dry one here and a wet one here. Now you'll find that to put the shoelace in, it is always nice to allow your paste to air dry a little bit, so it's a lot more easier to be able to put your shoelace through. So I'm going to cut off a piece of lace from this one because we left the lace there. Okay, so once that's done, I'm going to take the back of my brush and I'm going to make sure that the hole is large enough and perfect for me to be able to push the lace through, because it's no point trying to squeeze a lace through a small little hole. So once I'm done, I'm going to take a bit of glue paste again, roll it out into the sausage. So obviously if you want the strip you can, or you can use the option that I've used. I'm going to cut out a nice long piece. And this is my strip cutter, and it's extremely convenient for my shoelace. It doesn't have an end, so if you want to make longer pieces, you can. All you have to do is join. So if you want to get longer pieces, you could just keep joining. Right. But for me, one strip is good enough. And then I'm going to just use my wheel tool, cut off the excess. As you can see, you can make more than one strip. But before I put it on, I need to just neaten this out a bit in the side, because I don't want the untidy bits in there. Now you need to make sure that you rolled out not too thick here as well, because then it wouldn't go through the shoelace holes. So once I'm happy with that, I'm going to then push it through delicately, because the paste is soft, and then by this time your hands should be a little sweaty. And just turn it over. As simple as that. And you can just let it to fall over. Okay, so that's my shoelace piece. and this is the one with the flap. I quite like the one with the flap, but you can design the shoe however you want to and use your imagination. So that's it for me, guys, and if you enjoyed my video, you can click subscribe or click like if you like my video, and I assure you there's lots more fun videos to come. And please catch us on our last videos. We showed you how to do the lace work and how to use the lace paste and how to dry it in the oven as well. So thank you for watching. Bye bye.